what Barr said, and I'm just going to reread you his quote, that he thinks the irony is that people are saying it's Donald Trump who's shredding our institutions. He says, I really see no evidence of that. From my perspective, the idea of resisting a democratically elected president and basically throwing everything at him and, you know, really changing the norms on the grounds that we have to stop this president, that's where the shredding of our norms and institutions are. I wonder if he was around during the full-scale, massive resistance against Barack Obama's presidency by his party, Bill Clinton by his party, sometimes with his help. I think he was involved in trying to like push the whitewater narrative to try to stop Bill Clinton from being democratically elected. What, is he saying that he thinks that what's abnormal is for the intelligence community to have tried to investigate a candidate for president getting help from a foreign power, and he thinks that is the norm breaking? What do you make of that, Malcolm?
You know, it's like he thinks this building behind me is just a post office. I mean, his whole mindset is that the American experiment, this entire process of three separate but equal branches of government, shouldn't exist, and that all the power should exist in a unitary executive who is like a supreme Soviet. And that anyone that takes any time to look into any malfeasance of this particular player, Donald Trump, is the problem. I mean, this man is not the Attorney General of the United States. I'm going to put it on the table. It is very obvious. This is Donald Trump's political commissar. He is there as the party chieftain who is there to enforce ideological loyalty, and he will not hold truck for any investigations. It's a shame.
And, you know, Barbara McQuaid, he did sound a bit like the hand of the king, to use a Game of Thrones reference, in the way he talks about presidential power, but his history is that he only has this monarchical view of the presidency that Malcolm just described when the president is a Republican. He had that view when it was George Herbert Walker Bush. He has that view now. He didn't always have that view. It is a warping. I wanted to hear the CBS reporter ask him, what do you believe are the limits of presidential power? That was the question I wanted. Are we in a position, very quickly, we're very short on time for you and Clint, are we in a position where 2016 is just going to get repeated, but now with an attorney general who says it's fine?
Oh, yeah. I think 2016 is going to be a low point, and I think what we're going to see, certainly from our opponents, they have no gateways to them now. They can do whatever they want. Not only will the President of the United States support it, the Attorney General of the United States will neutralize U.S. intelligence, U.S. law enforcement, and Homeland Security to investigating anything. Really, I'm telling you, we should call this guy Commissar Barr, because this is really a communist way of running things. I wish it was as decent as a monarchy, but it's not. This is authoritarianism at its finest.
Very quickly, we're out of time, Clint. Are we in trouble here? Because it doesn't seem that there's anything preventing another 2016.
No. I mean, the agencies individually have taken some pretty good actions. The FBI